Now, how many of you think that you understand why Omar died? Now, Omar is a legend. In fact, Omar is the only character on The Wire that I consider a true legend. Now, The Wire is realistic, but Omar is the only person that make us question sometimes, is that even possible?
Don't seem possible.
Don't. Some Spider-Man shit there.
Now, to fully comprehend the death of Omar, you need to somewhat be familiar with mythology or religion. How many of you remember Samson of Israel, the great warrior of God with immense strength because he never cut his hair? Well, Omar is the great warrior of Baltimore with immense patience and skill because he never told a lie.
Your man told Omar Little that I was responsible for the torture of a young boy who was close to Mr. Little's heart. Your man, in effect, sought to have me hit.
Omar told you that and you believe that motherfucker?
He doesn't strike me as a man who would tell stories, even at the point of dying.
Shit.
Omar's word is what gave him his superpowers. It's his word that allowed him to survive that jump from the 5th floor and still manage to get to the storage closet. It's because his word to Detective Bunk was still in effect at this time.
Only because you owe me, motherfucker.
I'm saying I know I do, man.
And if you want to pay down any part of this debt, you know what you got to do for me? No more bodies. No more fucking bodies from you. No more comebacks or get evens on this. No more killing. You owe me your word.
Alright, man. Nobody's on me.
See, just like Achilles couldn't die unless you shoot him in his tendon, just like Samson of Israel couldn't be stopped unless you cut his hair, it wasn't until Omar killed Savina that he lost his street armor.
Scarred up, faggot. I need to hunt him down, cause there ain't no protection against that shit.
You heard what the boy said?
Can't plan against that nigga. It's like, you know what he's like.
What he like?
He like one of them terrorist motherfuckers. Just blowing up shit just too. Don't care who get hurt, what kind of sense it makes.
You got a point.
We're out by Omar.
Where Omar at?
Omar ain't no terrorist. You just another nigga with a gun.
No dogs didn't let Butchie go easy. I'ma work them. Sweet Jesus, I'ma work them.
Omar! Why you still out then?
He say, tell Marlo he out in the streets waiting. Say this whole damn city gonna know Marlo ain't man enough to come down in the streets.
Get inside.
Man, he opened up to go on the food run and this dick sucker was right there.
About no resistance.
There wasn't no time for that. Omar had one of them commando squads with him, man. I mean, he had this one hoe pulling guns out of pussy, huh? This shit was unseemly, man.
Also, to understand Omar's death, we must talk about Bunk, who is very funny, but a hell of a detective. As we all should know, the only reason that Omar survived for so long on the streets is because of his common interest with the police. Now, just like Slim, Omar also represents the honor of the old days. This is why when Bird killed Gant, the working man, Omar was livid, because this directly goes against what he believes in.
16.
We took $16 from that man on his way home from work.
16 more than we had, Mom.
Anthony, get it back.
Say what? Omar, man.
Just like Joe, Omar is empathetic. He tells his brother Anthony to give the man his money back because he worked an honest job for it. Just like their grandmother, the woman they love and respect, worked an honest job to take care of them. It is at this moment in Omar's childhood that he forms his ideology, that he will never rob a working man and he will never break his word.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Surely do.
What exactly do you do for a living, Mr. Little?
I rip and run.
I
rob drug dealers.
Now, how Omar saw it, he had two options. He could kill Bird and get personal satisfaction, or he could give Bird to the police in return for a favor. Now, Bunk, the lead detective on Bird's case, went to school with Omar, and he was grateful for his testimony, but he didn't understand. He didn't understand why a street guy like Omar would willingly help the police against the most dangerous criminals in the city. So, Omar tells him, but at the same time, giving up his weakness.
So you're my eyeball witness, huh? So why'd you step up on this?
Bird trifling, basically. Kill an everyday working man and all. I mean, don't get it twisted, I do some dirt too, but I ain't never put my gun on nobody who wasn't in the game.
A man must have a code.
Oh, no doubt.
Now, Bunk and Omar's relationship after this was that of a shame game. Understand, being honorable is a gift and a curse. Although it may be virtuous, in the streets, it also makes you predictable. Honorable people tend to be predictable. They are a slave to their word. And if an observant person picks up on your weakness, they will use shame as a way to control your actions.
Remember this, yo? If I'd have known I was gonna be sharing quotas with all these boys, I probably wouldn't have robbed so many of them.
Oh, yeah. That golden rule.
Since you feeling all biblical and righteous and all, you think on this. Now, if Omar ain't kill that delivery lady, somebody else did. But you giving him a free walk right now, though, ain't you? A man got to have a code.
Because Bunk is honorable, just like Omar, he is also a slave to his word. In this particular time, Bunk has a deep resentment for Omar, and he doesn't really care to help him out. See, Bunk respects Omar as a man, but he doesn't agree with his lifestyle. In fact, I would have to say more than disagree. It seems like Bunk is disappointed with Omar. He views him as wasted time.
Sharing his address with about 800 other guys who've seen the business end of his shotgun.
Why do you care?
I'm pretty sure that he's being set up on this one.
Really? How does that play with the rest of the guys in the squad room?
Look, all I'm asking is that you move him to some county detention center. At least until I have a chance to work back up on this thing. This card ought to buy him that much.
Now, I think it's amazing how The Wire uses irony as a way to communicate its hidden messages. Now, Omar, all throughout the show, is known as the most morally correct character. He never curses and he never breaks his word. Now, the way he delivers his honesty sometimes, it could fool you into believing that Omar actually embraces his lifestyle, that he actually condones his profession, which is false. See, Omar is great at what he does, but he actually feels guilt about the way that he lives.
In fact, you are exactly the kind of person who would, if you felt you needed to, shoot a man down on a housing project parking lot and then lie to the police about it, would you not?
Hey, look, I ain't never put my gun on no citizen.
You are amoral, are you not?
And I know this because one of the rare times that Omar lies is after him and his grandmom get shot at. And he explains that he tells her he works in the cafeteria at the airport because he knows she will never come there.
I damn near got that woman killed, yo. Y'all should have seen me inside our hospital while they stitching her up, lying about why somebody want to shoot me down the street. That woman think I work in the cafeteria.
Cafeteria?
At the airport, yeah.
The airport? My airport.
Cause I know she ain't gonna never go down there to go down, and that's why. Hey, yo, Kimmy, this ain't funny, yo. That woman raised me. And for as long as I've been grown, once a month, I've been with her on a church Sunday, telling myself, ain't no need to worry, cause ain't nobody in this city that low down to disrespect a Sunday morning.
See, when an honest person lies, afterwards, you immediately feel like shit. It's not that the honest person never lies. It's that lying is for necessary uses only. So because Omar felt it necessary to lie to his grandmother about his occupation, this tells us that he is ashamed of himself, that she raised him better. And Bunk, being the great detective that he is, picks up on Omar's Achilles heel and indirectly sends him into an early retirement. Now, the one thing that honest people are not comfortable with is being a hypocrite. So this is when Bunk uses shame as a weapon. First, by debunking Omar's Robin Hood vigilante facade. No, Bunk believes that what Omar really is a walking contradiction. That what you truly represent is not the old ways, but the new.
As rough as that neighborhood could be, we had us a community. Nobody, no victim who didn't matter. And now all we got is bodies and predatory motherfuckers like you. And out where that girl fell, I saw kids acting like Omar, calling you by name, glorifying your ass. Makes me sick, motherfucker, how far we done fell.
Now pay attention, y'all, because what Bunk does is make Omar question his belief system. And this is dangerous because as men, we are going to go through life justifying a lot of our actions with our belief system. So, if someone makes us doubt, they are in fact making us doubt everything that we did in the name of said belief system. Now, the meaning in this message is, Omar's perspective is flawed. His perspective of drug dealers is condescending. It's contradictive. Omar believes that he's a better person than Avon. He believes that he's a better person than Marlo. So Omar can rob you, but only if he feels like he's morally correct to do so. Now the problem starts when Bunk convinces Omar that he's actually worse than Avon. You're actually worse than Marlo, because it's your name that I hear kids glorifying for killing people in the streets, and I'm the one that's cleaning up behind you. See, because of guilt, this manipulation tactic worked on Omar. But here lies the importance of having old heads. Butchie explains to Omar that this is an old school shaming tactic. But the message in this conversation is deep, because Butchie actually prophesizes Omar's death.
You just bumped up against a clever police is all. Of course, he gonna try to shame you with the dead girl or some mess about children looking up to Omar and his sword on. All he can do, especially since you back down what he had for a witness. He working you with guilt, boy.
Yeah, that fat man gave me an itch I can't scratch, Butchie.
Everybody in this world does what they gonna do. Me, you, that police. Everybody in this world got their own place. And a man in your line of work start worrying about how other people see you, playing to other people instead of to himself, he gonna get dead.
Listen, man, the relationship between Butchie and Omar is more important than this video that I'm making. The lesson that he's teaching Omar is a lesson of conviction. Everybody has their own place in this world. You, me, and the cops. If a man has been robbing people for 20 years and he cannot accept who he is today, he is destined to fail. And in Omar's case, death. Remember what Avon said, you only gotta fuck up once. Be a little too slow. Be a little too late.
The thing is, you only got to fuck up once.
Be a little slow, be a little late, just once. And how you ain't gonna never be slow, never be late? You can't plan for no shit like this, man. It's life.
Omar's death signifies him losing his strength. The symbolism is his invisible street armor is due to his code of honor. Without his code of honor, Omar doesn't even make it out of jail. What Omar does is he builds beneficial bonds with certain police officers and calls in favors when needed. But unlike McNulty, Bunk is from the community. Bunk is not impressed with Omar or sees him as a necessary evil. He sees him as another Avon, as another Marlowe, contributing to the annual 300 murders.
If you didn't do this when you did others, shit, I got files on 2 open doubles last year. Shotgun shells at both scenes. What about that stash house gunfight? What about Stringer Bell and his muscle dead in the warehouse? If this one ain't on you, another dozen probably are. And if this one goes to court, you can tell that jury how wrong it is.
So, Bunk indirectly makes Omar retire because he made him promise no more bodies. The thing is, robbery has an on and off relationship with murder. You can't do what Omar does and avoid it. So instead of breaking his word and losing who he truly is, he decides to hit one big lick and be out. This is why when Joe asked him, "Do you want to kill Marlowe?" he said no. This is why he was bluffing with that gun in Joe's face. He wasn't going to kill him. Now, Omar can bluff because here lies the other half of his street armor. The power of reputation and how others perceive you. Remember, people ran from Omar when he had on a bathrobe. They did not see a gun, nor did they see a place where he can hide a gun. Yet and still, they ran anyway. This is because our imagination of someone is more powerful than reality. See, the adults did not view Omar as weak when he was running around on crutches, because adults have a mutual respect and fear for someone else's mental abilities, whereas a kid tends to rely on appearances. They need to see you as big and strong for them to be afraid. This is why an adult can fear someone like Ivar the Boneless, but a child will look and not understand what he's capable of. The irony is, Kennard, the kid who idolized Omar, loses respect and kills him less than 24 hours after he breaks his word. The paper in Bunk's hand is a hit list. The paper has the names of Marlowe and his organization. It has one name crossed off. This paper is a symbol. It represents Omar's code of honor. It tells us that the Omar we know actually died the day before he was killed.